Ryder was at the lookout tower, ready to go to the pet store. He needed some things from there and had plans on to bring the pups along on their trip. Outside of the lookout tower, the pups of Paw Patrol were playing around in the yard, doing their usual things. "I hope we can go on an adventure today," Chase said, sounding a bit bored. "Same, we've been cooped up at home for a couple of days now," Sky agreed. "Yeah, like I want to go do something fun and swell," Rocky added. Just then, their pup tags started to flash, alerting them to come to the lookout tower. "I wonder why Ryder needs us," Rubble asked, as he and the pups all headed for the elevator of the lookout tower. As they were there, Marshall ended up crashing into his friends when he stepped on a skateboard. "That's where my skateboard was," Zuma stated, seeing that Marshall had found out where he left his skateboard. "Sorry about that, Zuma," Marshall said, and chuckled as the elevator went up to the top of the lookout tower. Once the pups were all up there, they all headed out lined up in a line. "Good that your pups are all here. There's no danger or anyone that needs our help," Ryder began, "except for me. I'm going to the pet store to get a couple of things. I'm hoping you can all come with me." "What is it?" Rubble asked. "Is that all we gotta do?" Sky asked in question. "Yep, and if you all could get the things on the list when we go to the pet store, I'll order pizza and rent a movie on Netflix," Ryder said. This got the pups excited, so they all got their Paw Patrol gear on just in case if trouble comes in while they were on their trip to the pet store. 15 minutes later, Ryder was in his Paw Patrol vehicle with the pups as they headed for their way to the pet store. Once they parked in front of the pet store in Adventure Bay, Ryder and the pups all headed out of the store. "All right, pups, I have jobs for you all to do, as we need it. If you can get what's on the list, I'll get you all a toy to share," Ryder stated. "But Ryder, we already have so many toys," Zuma stated. "I know we do, but a new toy wouldn't hurt anyone. Plus, you've all been so good this week," Ryder replied. "Chase, go and get some dog treats." "Yes, Ryder, sir," Chase barked as he headed off to find the dog treats. "Sky, go get some dog poop bags." "On it, Ryder," Sky chirped as she headed off to get the poop bags. "Rocky, go get 6 pairs of rubber booties for the rain," Ryder said to Rocky, who barked in acknowledgement and then headed off. "Rubble, you can go and get some canned dog food." "On it, Ryder," Rubble barked as he headed off. "Zuma, you can go get us a toy that we can all share. Only one toy, though, because we'll go to the toy store next Friday," Ryder said to Zuma. "Got it, Ryder," Zuma said as he headed off to the toy aisle. Then Ryder turned to see Marshall. He didn't have a job yet, but he had an idea. "Marshall, why not you and I go and get a bag of dog food?" "All right, let's go," Marshall said. As he took a step to turn around, he banged onto the shelf with his nose, headbutting the shelf. "You okay, Marshall?" Ryder asked, seeing that Marshall accidentally banged himself on the side of the shelf. "Yeah, I'll be okay," Marshall said. He shook off the dizziness from banging into the shelf. After the pups and Ryder got what they came to the pet store, they loaded up everything into the Paw Patrol car. Then all the pups jumped inside and they drove off with Ryder. "What movie can we see, Ryder?" Rubble asked. "Why not we see what's on and see what we can all agree on?" Ryder replied while driving. "Can we have 2 pizzas?" Marshall asked. "Sure we can, and soda too. We will not forget that," Ryder answered. "That trip to the pet store was very swell, Ryder," Sky said. But as Ryder was driving, Rocky noticed that a car had stopped in front of them, and Ryder wasn't even paying attention to what was in front of them, mainly since the pups had asked Ryder questions and even had convos about random stuff. "Ryder, look out!" Rocky cried out as Ryder looked straight ahead, having his eyes wide as saucers and his mouth hung open. He didn't even pay attention to what was in front of them. Ryder suddenly slammed on his brakes, causing the car to come to a halt, not within bumping into the rear of the vehicle ahead of him. "Why that bend-headed fiddle brain?" Chase growled with anger, not liking the fact that whoever was in front of them stopped without a reason, or at least he thought it was the case, but we'll soon find out why. "Chase, that kind of yelling would cause the driver ahead to be mad," Marshall said, not liking how Chase came off on the driver in front of him. "Marshall's right, Chase. Just because the driver stopped in front of us, it doesn't mean that it means that something is up, but that doesn't give you the right to lash out, Ryder added. As the driver in front of them opened the car door and stepped out of the car, it was Mayor Goodway. "Oh, it's you, Pups and Ryder," Mayor Goodway said. "Sorry about that, Mayor Goodway. The pups and I were talking, and I didn't see that you stopped right there," Ryder apologized. "Apologies for yelling in anger and calling you a name," Chase apologized as well, blushing at the fact that he was embarrassed to see that Mayor Goodway was who they bumped into on their Paw Patrol vehicle. Although Chase had thought that it was just some random person randomly stopping just to get attention, or just to not really just to cause problems. "It's all good, Chase. You and Ryder are forgiven. You didn't leave any dents on the rear of my car, thankfully," Mayor Goodway replied. "I stopped here since there was a duck crossing ahead." "Oh, that's why I didn't see that before," Marshall said. "Now I see it," Rocky added. "Well, I better get going now. I have some meetings to attend to at City Hall. See you pups later," Mayor Goodway said, as she got back into her car and drove off. Soon Ryder and Chase got back in their vehicle, and they drove back off to the lookout tower. Since that day, Chase knew better than to bark out angry insults in front of vehicles that stopped, especially for a good reason. Once the pups had returned to the lookout tower from the store, the rest of the day went very well with movie and pizza.